All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and say it ain't so. Now, this was coming by Liberal High Mind. Now, he said that there was some stuff that was said about Donald Trump that these people, what they just said about him, they should be in jail. Saying stuff like this about Donald Trump is just way overboard. And the thing is, a lot of people start saying this crazy crap about Donald Trump, and you just never know when somebody has the camera rolling and you don't know about it. And this is what I'm hearing from this one, said that the hot mic incident breaking Twitter right now. So what they saying is literally breaking Twitter, that these people will wish something like this to happen to Donald Trump is just sickening. Like, this crap has to stop. I'm so sick of it. I am over it right now. Like, this right here don't make any sense. At this point, I'm done. It's just got too far because people are so jealous of Donald Trump because he's winning in all the polls and Biden is imploding. That's what it is. At the end of the day, I don't care what nobody say. Donald Trump is going to win this year, regardless of what they're trying to do. Keep him off polls. Do whatever you got to do. Try to take him off ballots and all that crap. But we're going to listen to this and see exactly what was said. But this is what I was hearing. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I also want to thank everybody who clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate all of you. And like I said, shout out to the one that always watches the entire video. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, please hit that like button and let's find out exactly what was said, because we want more people to see this video. So please hit that like button so YouTube can share this video. All right. So let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind. We gotta keep going in on the leftist media bias.
Yep.
You know, leftist thought leaders have said a lot of kooky things. They've said a lot of crazy things. Probably one of the craziest, most absurd claims I've ever heard is that there's no left-wing media bias in entertainment, media, or social media. You know, ahead of the whole Twitter files drop before Elon Musk bought Twitter, yet leftists used to unironically make this argument. In fact, some people, some supposed experts, even testified in front of Congress that that's the case, that there's no evidence of media bias. No, of course not. Really? Because I've been existing as an adult human being here for a while, and I see nothing but left-wing media bias. It's endless left-wing media bias, either by overtly just straight up lying, or of course, probably their favorite lying by omission, leaving out key context, not telling the truth about the Bidens while they continue to hammer Donald Trump with fake news story after fake news story. It's one of those things, like I always say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Well, I think it's high time that people seriously start to see it. And I have a great video example for you guys today, a hot mic moment of two establishment journalist hacks caught saying some stuff about the former president that frankly should probably have these individuals investigated by the FBI.
Wow.
Let me just leave it at that, keep it a little bit vague for now. You'll see in 2 seconds we got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so this is the video that everyone is talking about. Here's a clip from disclose.tv. New hot mic catches journalists laughing and joking about Trump being assassinated at appeals court. Just take a look at this.
You know the worst part is, even if he has his and he's hanging out of it, he'll be on the other side of the cliff.
I mean, if he's driving, we've got a good shot.
Yeah, if he's driving with the front window open.
Yeah, or if it's a convertible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah. Like if he just pulls up by
like
himself
JFK.
in a Miata,
It's like a JFK, a Lincoln.
I think it's one time they did. No, a present. Oh.
Maybe someone, just like they told JFK, you know what you should do? You should take a convertible. It's so nice out.
Of course, it was a little bit hard to hear that, but thankfully there's a transcript attached. Journalist number 1 says, you know what the worst part is? Even if he has his window open and he's hanging out of it, he will be on the other side of the street. Journalist number 2 then responds, I mean, if he's driving, we've got a good shot.
Wow.
Journalist 1 then responds, yeah, if he's driving with the front window open. Journalist 2 then responds, yeah, or if it's a convertible. Journalist 1 responds, yeah, I was thinking about that. Journalist 2 then says, yeah, like if he pulls up. Journalist 1 then interrupts erupts and says, like JFK? Journalist 2 then laughs. Journalist 1 then responds, maybe someone, just like they told JFK, you know what they should do? You should take a convertible. It's so nice out.
Wow.
Ha, ha, ha. The level of evil, the level of contempt within the American media establishment for conservatives, for Donald Trump and Trump supporters is just so disgusting. Of course, there's a lot of left-wing copium narratives. Some leftists on Twitter are suggesting that actually the context here is two journalists talking about getting a shot of the president, like taking his photo. But obviously that isn't the case when you're laughing about JFK and when you're laughing about suggesting that the former president ride in a convertible like JFK to be shot at. It's obvious what they meant. This gives us a glimpse into who these people are. It gives us a glimpse into the level of vitriol. If you have that kind of perspective, if that's the kind of person you are, if that's how you feel about the former president, first of all, you can't be a journalist, but secondly, what do you think these journalists are going to be writing? When you hold such incredible animosity and hate in your heart, well, obviously that's going to show up in the work that you do, and that's exactly what we see. It's 24/7, non-stop, anti-Trump nonsense. The mainstream media is a force for evil. It's a completely weaponized institution. It's an arm of the Democrat Party, totally ran by the leftist, elitist political class. And in a way, it's a product of location. I mean, just look at where most of these journalistic outlets are located. Washington, D.C., probably the most partisan Democrat district in the nation. Then, of course, Manhattan, New York City, and a little bit of Los Angeles. And I think a lot of people really underestimate just how biased the left-wing media is. There have actually been multiple studies on this topic. Here's an interesting piece. Media Trump hatred shows in 92% of coverage of his presidency, according to this study. Anti-Trump media. To say that the big news networks haven't exactly had a love affair with Donald Trump, as they plainly did with President Obama, is an understatement. A new survey shows that not only is coverage of Donald Trump overwhelmingly negative, but the president's biggest accomplishments, the roaring economy, get almost no attention. For its report, the Media Research Center did a visual spadework. It viewed some 1,007 evening stories about the Trump White House on ABC, CBS, and NBC from June 1st to September 30th. That's the equivalent of 32.7 hours of coverage by TV standards, an eternity of news time. What they found was, as Trump might himself say, sad. Over the summer, the broadcast networks have continued to pound Donald Trump and his team with the most hostile coverage of a president in TV news history. 92% negative to just 8% positive. And of course, then when you compound that with another interesting fact, that over 90% of journalists are Democrats. Here's a piece from the Washington Examiner. 90% of media political donations to Biden, Sanders, AOC, and Democrats. Reporters and other media members have donated at least $110,000 to candidates and parties.
Like I said, that right there is just ridiculous. That's the reason why I said you never know when you're being recorded or there's a police officer that was coming off his camera. But then, you know, when they get caught, the first thing they try to say, oh, no, we were just talking about shooting this photo. No, that ain't what you said. You talking about getting a good shot. And we all know what you mean. We all knew exactly what they mean. But when they get caught, they try to spin it around and make it seem like they weren't what they was talking about. We heard what they said. And they was laughing. They was joking. You brung up JFK. Like, come on. We ain't stupid. I've told y'all almost every single video, it's like I have to utter the same thing, that they are jealous. They are doing anything to try to take this man out, to try to get him off ballots, to try to put him in jail. They are doing anything. Why you think Fannie Willis, Jack Smith, all these folks is constantly coming after him every single day? These people cannot stop talking about Donald Trump. They can't stop talking about him. They hate him so much, but they can't stop talking about him. They always talking about what we should do to him. I can't wait till he go to jail. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just got out of hand. The slandering, even from The View, they can't stop talking about Donald Trump. Every day. They cannot stop talking about this man. And we literally sit there and heard what they were just saying. At the beginning of this video, we heard everything. They was laughing, joking, and thought it was funny, but didn't know they was really getting recorded. So, like, come on, man. We is not stupid. We are sick of this. At the end of the day, Trump 2024, and that's where I stand. I don't care what they say. But we know they're going to try to do anything they can to try to get this man put away. Because that's what they going out there. As it get closer and closer to elections, that's what they're going to be trying to do. But Trump is going to stand his ground, and he ain't going to let it happen. And that's just what it is.
In the upcoming election, with over 90% going to Democrats, including Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, AOC, and others, according to this new deep dive report. There's other reports that suggest 97% of donations in some election cycles go to Democrats, and so obviously there's a horrible level of bias. An unjustifiable level of bias. These are the people disseminating information to the public. The public, of course, a roughly 50-50 split. I mean, Democrats have the slight population edge due to their control over big cities, so maybe let's call it like a 55-45 split, be a little bit generous for the DNC. Well, the disconnect there from 55-45 to 90-10 or really 97-3, obviously something is deeply wrong. And obviously a proper democracy cannot exist in an environment where one party controls the media and the flow of information, as well as social media, and we saw that through the Twitter files, the nonstop negative news coverage. I mean, for Pete's sakes, you think Joe Biden would ever get elected without the media behind him? Never. Let's talk about lying by omission. You know, a lot of people, including myself, we love to point to the Hunter Biden laptop story, which was discredited incorrectly by 51 former intelligence officials. Then, of course, the media ran with that narrative for weeks. And of course, that's bad. They lied by omission. They ignored the whole Hunter Biden Burisma scandal.
Yep.
Well, really, Joe Biden Burisma scandal. But even worse, throughout the entire election season, they never covered Joe Biden properly. Joe Biden would...
You're right. Liberal Hyman, he has a point right there. If y'all realize, I've said that too, that they have not covered all the most important things about Joe Biden. Only thing they talk about is Donald Trump. That's all they talk about. Is Donald Trump. And like I said before, they know Joe Biden can't do anything. They know this man is imploding. They know it's over with for Joe Biden, but they ain't covering the Hunter Biden laptop. They ain't covering half of none of that stuff. Go to any news channels right now. All they talking about is Donald Trump to try to stay away from what Biden did that is bad. Creepy Joe sniffing on people and all that, falling off stages, can't complete sentences. All the trouble that he's really into, but they're not covering it. They're trying to cover it up and just talk bad about Donald Trump. That's what they're trying to do. We ain't stupid. We know what Joe Biden did, but we just upset that why the news ain't talking about that more. Is it because Donald Trump is already destroying Joe Biden in the polls and they don't want to make Joe Biden look even more worse than where he already is? Is that the reason why? So since Donald Trump is winning, let's just talk about Donald Trump. Since Joe Biden already losing, we ain't gonna cover none of the other stuff that he did. That's what they trying to do, but we ain't stupid. We know what they doing. Like, come on.
Do an event and they would cover it in the most favorable manner possible.
Yep.
CNN, MSNBC never listened to Joe Biden speaking live. I wonder why that is. Probably because of all of these moments.
And with I don't know. We can't afford it by just beginning to treat work, reward work as much as well. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to Imagine had the tobacco industry been immune to being sued. As one computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you know you better make other plans. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Not once did...
And you telling me this is what all the people that voted for Joe Biden, is this what you voted for? I really don't think they heard me. Everybody that voted for Joe Biden, is this right here what you just heard him do and say? Is this what you voted for? Come on, man. Get him up out of here.
CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC. According to what I understand, not once did I ever witness a Joe Biden gaffe play live on TV, or really any news anchors even discuss it. They pretended it didn't exist and told us all the time, bringing on experts, that Joe Biden is coherent and healthy. A complete joke. Donald Trump had leather bottom shoes and walked down a ramp once. He took his time and was being careful. This clip And for 2 months straight, we were bombarded with Donald Trump is not fit for office, he's too old, he's in cognitive and physical decline.
And see, there we go. Donald Trump. See, that's what they do, man. They always talk about what Donald Trump is not fit for, but they won't cover what Joe Biden is not fit for. Joe Biden shouldn't even be, he really ain't the president right now. It's really Barack Obama. He's behind the scenes calling everything for Joe Biden. Joe Biden can't walk down any ramp by himself. Joe Biden needs 7 people to walk him down the ramp. He needs 7 people to walk him down the ramp. Right, come on. Talking about Donald Trump is not fit. You don't see Donald Trump falling. You don't see Donald Trump tripping over words. You don't see Donald Trump having to read off teleprompters and all that and stuttering over his words and touching people. You don't see him doing all that. But yet they got to try to paint Trump in a negative light. They got to try to do it. This is just beyond me. This is just crazy, man.
And the 25th Amendment must be used to remove him from office. It's a horrific double standard. It's state propaganda. It's North Korean Kim Jong-il, beautiful communist vision of how the media is supposed to run. It's awful, it's evil, and like I always say, once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and in this case, you're kind of forced to see it, thanks to these 2 journalists getting caught on hot mic, showing us the level of contempt, the level of malice that these people hold in their hearts. That's what I got for you guys.
Shout out to Liberal High Mind for that, because like I said, I had no idea about that right there happening. Obviously, we seen these people joking and stuff, and like I said, that stuff right there was not funny at all, like some of the stuff they were saying. Like, come on, if you look at this, y'all, it say that Journal 1, you know what the worst part is? Even if he has his window open and he's hanging out of it, he will be on the other side of the street. Journal 2, I mean, if he's driving, we got a good shot. Journal 1, yeah, if he's driving with the front window open. Yeah, Journal 2, yeah. Or if it's a convertible. Like, it's like, come on. Like, we literally know what they mean. They didn't know they was getting recorded, because I guarantee you, if they was getting recorded, if they knew they was getting recorded, they wouldn't have said any of that. But now they got to make it seem like, oh no, we was talking about a camera shot. Come on, man. It's a whole lot of pictures of Donald Trump out there. Why would they be talking about getting a camera shot of him for? This man got pictures everywhere. We know what they was talking about. We ain't stupid. But like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments section. I will leave the original video in the description. Once again, shout out to Liberal High Mind for another great video. Thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.